What?
know. How about a burger? You want
don't-
something from the restaurant, a burger?
When it comes to great fast food burger joints in California, In-N-Out Burger probably comes to mind first. But there is a lesser-known chain in Cali that has been garnering quite a bit of praise from burger lovers. So we're here to give you the top 10 Habit Burger Grill facts you didn't know. The highest-rated fast food burger out there.
Oh yeah, I'm a superstar.
Ever practiced your Oscar speech in the mirror? Well, when it comes to the fast food industry, just about every burger joint owner has probably practiced their best fast food burger speech in the mirror. And the award goes to the Habit Burger Grill. That's right, back in 2014, when the chain was regularly found outside of California state lines, iconic rating publication Consumer Grill named the fast food chain the best fast food burger, period. The magazine survey asked people to rate fast food burgers on a scale of 1 to 10. The Habit Burger Grill got a rating of 8.1, securing them the top spot.
I'm the best!
As far as the competition, well, In-N-Out received a rating of 8.0, and Five Guys was given an overall rating of 7.9. It's honestly an impressive win, especially considering that the Habit Burger Grill only had about 100 locations at the time. And for those of you wondering, Burger King scored 6.6 on that survey, and McDonald's landed in the last place with an embarrassing low score of 2.3. Poor Ronald. Yum is the new boss.
His boss? Who's that?
Yum Brands is one of the biggest players in the fast food world. The company, based in Louisville, Kentucky, owns a number of the largest and best-known chains around, including KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut. And now they also own the Habit Burger Grill. The purchase was finalized in 2020 for around $375 million. Not only was it the first fast casual chain in the Yum portfolio, but it is also one of the smallest ones.
Tiny.
At the time of purchase, there were fewer than 300 Habit Burger Grill locations around the world. And Yum is no stranger to growing their various chains and properties. Looking at just their 3 core restaurants, Yum has over 50,000 locations in more than 150 countries, and they're opening an average of 9 new restaurants every single day across the planet. This expansion of fast food restos is great news for all of us non-Californians who might not have a Habit location nearby. Golden Cridges galore.
I think I deserve an explanation.
What are cridges? To put it simply, the word is a mix of crispy and edges, hence cridges. But more specifically, what are they really? Well, in the words of the Habit Burger Grill executive chef Adam Baird, cridges are these golden crispy bits that you get in every bite of the chain's new crispy chicken sandwich. Hello, deliciousness. It's almost expected these days that a fast food burger place will also have a chicken option on the menu, and the Habit Burger Grill now has 2 for you to try.
Even better.
There's the new chicken sandwich, and they have also made crispy chicken bites a permanent menu item. According to the grill, when they first tested the crispy chicken bites as a limited-time offer, they were sold out within 2 weeks. 2 weeks! This proved to the company that it absolutely had to make crispy chicken bites a permanent menu item. Meanwhile, the chicken sandwich is served up on a toasted bun with lettuce, tomato, pickle, and mayo. Even though the restaurant might have burger in their name, we gotta admit that all this talk of cridges and crispy chicken has our mouths watering. It's all about the char.
Look at the char we're getting. That is what we're going for.
If you've ever been to the Habit Burger Grill, you've probably noticed that all of their burgers have the word char in their name. From the char burger to the barbecue bacon char burger and the Santa Barbara char. So what's that all about? Well, the char is because all of the restaurant's proteins, including non-beef items like their grilled chicken and ahi tuna, are flame-cooked over charcoal. It's not the same without the flame, they say. But wait, doesn't Burger King do the same thing? Well, yes.
Stolen.
However, according to the Habit Burger Grill, there is one big difference. They only serve fresh proteins, beef and chicken. Burger King cooks its meals on a flame, but it's on a conveyor belt. The Habit Burger Grill's offerings are char-grilled with briquettes. It definitely seems like a lot more work, but given how beloved their burgers are and how high they rank on top burger lists, it would appear that the extra work and care is well worth it. So, go get your char on. The not-so-secret menu.
Oh, I want to tell you, but I promised to keep it a secret.
You always hear about fast food joints having secret menus, and it's not always true. But the Habit Burger Grill actually did have one. However, that all changed around 2012 when the Habit let the secret out and told the world that they were moving some items out of the shadows and onto the actual permanent menu. Sure, those of you who knew about the secret items probably were a little upset that you couldn't impress your friends with your clandestine orders anymore, but for the rest of us who had no idea about those items, it was welcome news. The two biggest not-so-secret anymore items were the Santa Barbara char and the half and half.
Interesting.
The Santa Barbara char is their double cheeseburger with avocado on grilled sourdough. That sounds amazing, and we bet a lot of people were shocked to learn that that was something they could have been asking for the whole time. The half and half is an order of half fries and half onion rings. Another amazing selection for those that never knew it was even an option. The chain also revealed one final secret that maybe not everyone knew. You can always create your own personalized item by asking for any addition or substitution you desire. Kind of like your own personal secret menu. It's great to have options. Not your typical fast food burger joint.
Yeah, well, I'm not like the other girls.
Can you get an ahi tuna sandwich at McDonald's? We didn't think so. Well, you can get one at the Habit Burger Grill. Can you get tempura green beans at Wendy's? No? Well, at the Habit Burger Grill, you can. For those unfamiliar with the grill, those are just two examples of how they stand out in the overcrowded burger world. If you want something different from your run-of-the-mill burger, the Habit Burger Grill is still a great option, as about 40% of the menu is not hamburgers. Besides the two already mentioned, you are definitely going to want to try their tri-tip. These are sandwiches made with a delicious tri-tip cut of steak.
Fantastic.
And for all you vegetarians out there, they have also announced that they too are getting into the super popular plant-based burger game via a partnership with Impossible Foods. And can you think of another burger chain that offers its customers a complimentary pepper bar? We sure can't. That's right, go ahead and self-serve yourself hot sauces, jalapenos, banana peppers, as well as lemons and limes. At most fast food joints, we are super excited when we see self-serve ketchup, mayonnaise, and mustard, let alone hot peppers, sauces, and more. Your typical fast food burger joint? We think not. Kinda, sorta, all in the family.
This is the family business.
It would seem as though the Habit Burger Grill is keeping it in the family. Well, sort of. While the chain has been sold a couple of times, most recently to Yum Brands, the original locations in Santa Barbara, California have never been part of those deals and have remained to this day family-owned. These 8 Santa Barbara locations continue to remain independent of any big corporate overlord and are still able to do things on their own.
Independent.
Using cash borrowed from Mom, Brent Reichard and his brother Bruce purchased the original Hamburger Habit location back in 1980. The Reichard brothers are the ones responsible for growing the chain into what it is today. And as Brent told the Santa Barbara Independent after the huge Yum deal, they remain committed as a local family business to their original motto, "There is no substitute for quality." Moving forward, it will be interesting to see what changes Yum implements and how those changes are or aren't put in place at those Santa Barbara locations. Committed to freshness.
For life?
Hold the knife.
fast food doesn't usually mean fresh, but that doesn't mean that it can't be. One of the first things the Reichert brothers did when they purchased the first original location was focus on freshness, something not all fast food joints can do, or possibly even try to do. It was basically the #1 priority for Habit Burger Grill, so they do take their motto on quality seriously. They started getting their hamburger buns from a local bakery, and they made sure to use fresh California lettuce and tomatoes. They also ensured to get South Pacific-sourced line-caught ahi tuna for their sandwiches.
Double check.
Going fresh was obviously easier when there was only one location, but the company has done as much as it can to maintain that freshness, even as they have expanded across numerous states. The French fries they use are previously frozen, but that's the only thing on the menu that is. Everything else is as fresh as it can be. They even hand-cut their tuna, tri-tip, and the lettuce for their salads. What about their burgers, you ask? Good question. The ground beef is filler, additive, and preservative-free, which is what you definitely want if you were going to make these Habit Burger Grills a habit. Only in 14 lucky states.
He was lucky, you know, very lucky.
Before Yum Brands bought them, they were first purchased by Carp Riley Investment Group in 2007, which led to their first expansion beyond the state of California. From 2007 to 2014, the number of locations grew almost fourfold, reaching 109 outlets. And things haven't slowed down since. In the last 7 years, they have gone from those 109 locations to their current tally of 316, and they can now be found in 14 states across the country. They've now crossed the U.S. from west to east. However, they are still primarily a West Coast restaurant, with the majority of their restos residing there.
Home sweet home.
How do their overall numbers compare to the competition? Well, compared to the big guys, McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's, they are like a bug on the windshield as far as size is concerned. However, their most direct competitor might be the uber-popular and also Cali-centric In-N-Out Burger, and those numbers are much closer. In-N-Out has 358 locations, but they are only found in 6 states. Those 14 states with Habit Burger Grill sure are lucky. And if the company keeps up their expansion, soon maybe all of us will be just as lucky. Other places to get your char on.
I know where you can find them.
So if you happen to be in one of the 14 states which have a Habit Burger Grill location, then you can stop into one and enjoy a delicious burger. But what if you aren't in one of those states? Well, you can always take a road trip to get your char on. But what if you're in a different country altogether and driving isn't an option? We still got you. Well, depending on where you are, of course. Let's say you're in Dubai, for example. Good news, they have a Habit Burger location there. The chain started expanding internationally a few years back, and their first stop was Dubai in 2016.
Awesome.
And the company isn't stopping there, as they have plans to open restaurants in Cambodia, South Korea, and many different places in the near future. Also, back in the US, you don't always have to go to one of their restaurants to get a burger, as the burger may be coming to you instead. Food trucks are the hippest thing these days, and the Habit Burger Grill has gone and got themselves a growing fleet of food trucks equipped with stainless steel char broilers. They currently have about 10 trucks on the road in California, and if they continue to do well, we don't doubt there will be more to come. Bite into more great videos. Just tap or click. First time here? Then leave us a comment, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.